Lunch and Learn is an MFG radio network production brought to you by GIE Media's Manufacturing Group. We highlight some of the latest innovations in manufacturing and design to help you gain insights to the newest products and technologies in the medical, aerospace, defense, and electric vehicle manufacturing industries to keep you ahead of the competition. Hello and welcome to the latest Lunch and Learn from GIE Media's Manufacturing Group. I'm Jake Kaufman, the senior editor. We're happy to be joined today by Iscar. Iscar is a full solution provider of metal cutting tool products and accessories for CNC machining, launching hundreds of new products for machining each year. Iscar is where innovation never stops. Today's presenter is Matthew Schmitz. He is a national product specialist focusing on grip, that is the grooving, parting, Swiss specific, and more products from Iscar USA. So Matthew, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time and your expertise.
Welcome, and thank you for taking time out of your day for Iscar's Swiss product presentation, focusing on Iscar's non-rotating products. I am Matthew Schmitz, and this will be a rapid-fire delivery of some of Iscar's Swiss products while showcasing the highlights of each. Before getting into product, I'd like to share some resources Iscar offers to help you explore in more detail the products you'll see here today. So where can we find the Iscar products? First, hopefully you have an Iscar local rep. If you do not know who that is, please reach out to your tooling supplier. Maybe they can get you in touch with that person. If you do not and they cannot, we do have a Iscar customer service and tech support. You can call them at 817-321-0500. Someone is available between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We would all appreciate it if you'd follow us on your favorite social media platform. A lot of our newer product is going to be posted there. We have our website at iscar.com and also the Iscar World app for your phones and your tablets, both for Android and Apple. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit of time at iscar.com just to show you some of the things that we have available. Now, one of the things you'll see here, of course, up on top, you have some tabs that will get you into our product lines or publications. There's some learning stuff there as well. The Neo ITA, you can see that kind of in the center right area. I would highly recommend you go ahead and play with that at some point. It's a nice little tool that allows you to enter some of the parameters of your work environment with material, maybe the feature you're trying to manufacture and stuff like this, and it will provide to you a recommended tool along with the recommended parameters, the running parameters, the speeds and feeds for that tool. I'm going to go ahead today. We're just going to spend a little bit of time in the e-catalog to try to help you find specifically Swiss products. So finding Iscar Swiss products in the e-catalog, quite simple. Here we are in the e-catalog now. Now the first thing that we want to do is select our preference with metric and inch. We'll typically default to metric. So go ahead and select your preference. If it is inch, this might be a good spot to bookmark this page because when you select your favorites, typically the preference will be there for you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and select groove turn, but just be aware that the next feature that I show you with filters, it will apply for all the different families that you see across here on the top. But just getting into it with groove turn and then parting, and on the left-hand side, what you're going to see is a parameter search. And now if you're looking for something specific, like a specific width, a shank size, etc., you can go ahead and do it here. But what I want to show you is if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see miniature part machining filter. And it's already built in so that when you select that, you can dial in tools for either the diverse positions within the Swiss machine or more specifically for the main tool post. All right, so now there's another way that we can find some of the products that we're going to talk about today, and that's the brand name. So as I go through this presentation, you're going to see some brand names pop up on the screen. Of course, we can use these brand names in the e-catalog to find that product group specifically. So typically, the catalog will default to searching by product. So EDPs, descriptions, and of the such. So what I want to do is hit that pull down tab and select brand name. I'm going to type in the brand name that I want to view, and I'm going to hit search. And what you can see is it pulls up all the products within that brand name. I'll also point out real quick that if you have a specific machine tool that you want to find product that we offer for that machine tool, so in the case of like parting, for example, we have turret mounted bases that allow us to get into a parting system. And if you search by brand name for your favorite machine tool brand, it will also provide you a lot of that information. So back to Quick Swiss. What exactly is Quick Swiss? Quick Swiss is Iscar's end slide tooling. But first, I want to focus on this product right here. It's an ID boring bar, which is commonly placed on the end slide to perform OD work on the sub spindle. And for obvious reasons, material under the insert is removed, thereby reducing rigidity. With Quick Swiss, the material remains, improving rigidity, performance, and tool life. Also, many Swiss machines don't have Y-axis adjustability. Quick Swiss does offer that, allowing you to adjust both up and down 16 thousandths of an inch. The markings on the face of the tool are very bold, making it very user-friendly. So let's go ahead and watch a video of the tool in action, and I'll make a couple of comments throughout. So the brass screw to the left of the insert is our coolant port. We have a variety of threading heads to offer you different helix angles, square shank holders, coolant through, collet chucks, tools with a variety of approach angles for ISO inserts. So as you can see on the screen, we offer a large number of insert or tool holders for this product line. In the lower right hand corner, that tool is designed to hold our pico bits that we'll be talking about here in a little bit. If you're looking again for more product in the e-catalog, there is one more shortcut I'd like to show you. So when you're at the e-catalog, once again, you can go ahead and select on modular adaptations. And when you do that, you'll have a couple of different options, Swiss type machines being one of them. This is the Quick Swiss product. Iscar's Turn line offers many products specific to the Swiss industry. First, we have the MD chip former designed for the materials you run across in the medical industry. It's available in an 8 and a 16 thousandths corner nose radius. We have a wiper, the WF chip former, available in a C 80 degree, a D 55 degree, and a V a 35 degree. Do be aware that the D and the V are hand specific and must be matched up with the appropriate right or left hand holder. The advantage, of course, of the wiper insert is that we can feed excessively while maintaining good finishes because the insert wipes the surface of feed marks and blemishes. Quickly becoming one of my favorite in the Swiss industry is the F1M-12P in a standard corner radii of 2, 4, 8, and 16 thousandths. It will run nearly any material. If you're getting into plastics and such, you might want to jump up to the 20P. It's just a more positive insert for you. And one of the more unique products that Iscar has to offer is the Logic 4 turn. It is a positive double-sided insert. So first we have the 3 series, approximately a 3/8 IC. It is available with a Swiss qualified holder. We have a 2 series, which is available in an ID boring bar and also the qualified holders and the Neo heads, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. So what is unique about Logic 4 turn? Well, first and foremost, dovetail pocketing. The pocket captures the insert. Also, economics of 4 edges. You have the top 2 edges, and then opposed at 90 degrees, and underneath are 2 more edges. So secure pocketing, economics. When ISO inserts don't provide you the strength required to make the cuts that you would like on your Swiss machine, Iscar offers Swiss Cut. Swiss Cut has an elliptical screw hole shape on the insert. The benefit of that elliptical screw hole shape is that it allows you to remove the insert without removing the screw. because we all know that if that screw falls into your chip bin, it's lost forever. We accomplish this with dovetail pocketing. The pocket captures the insert. The screw merely holds the insert back in place. To demonstrate this, we're going to go ahead and make a cut on a plastic box without a screw. That's a secure pocket. Swiss cuts available with inserts for back turning, grooving and recessing, turning, threading, and parting. We have another Swiss cut product line we call the extra long. It enables us to part off a diameter of 0.866 and also turn and back turn to a depth capacity of 0.157 or 4 millimeter. Partial cut. And now full depth. So back turning, very common practice in the Swiss industry. The challenge of it sometimes, of course, is that if we do need a straight wall, now we have to come in with another tool to clean that up. I'm going to share with you really quick the NX chip former available in our Swiss cut product lines. It is capable of plunging and then turning. So it's a very wonderful chip former that is available in our Swiss cut and also our Penta 17 product. So our Penta 17, of course, brings economics to the Swiss industry because now, of course, we have 5 edges rather than 2. In addition to the NX chip former for the Penta 17, we have parting and grooving inserts of various widths. We have full radius, again, with various widths. We have groove and side turning product. We have a back turn. There is no chip former, so it's primarily designed for the short chipping materials like brass and threading inserts as well. Continuing with parting, my favorite product in a Swiss machine, Grip. Iscar's double-ended design, available from 1.4 millimeter up to 6.3 millimeter. But some of our customers, probably some of you guys, you know who you are, said, hey, you know what, Matt? I'm making parts smaller than the chips you're making. So of course, the Swiss industry demanded that we come up with narrower options. Well, we did just that. So now we have Grip Narrow. We have inserts that are now 0.8 millimeter wide that are able to cut off a diameter of 12 millimeter or 0.472. We have the 1 millimeter and the 1.2 millimeter wide capable of 22 millimeter diameter cutoff. So there you go, guys, narrower inserts for your very small parts. But if you want to get even smaller still, Iscar has designed a new product. Quick to Cut is a very rigid, tangentially mounted neutral insert that will mount in both a right and left hand holder. It is available in a 13 thousandths wide insert capable of parting off a diameter of 0.157 or 4 millimeter. The 2 millimeter wide insert will part off a diameter of 0.472 or 12 millimeter. Neo Swiss, offering modularity and quick index for the Swiss machines. The rotary wedge mechanism is designed to amplify the clamping force for a very rigid connection. It's a simple hook and draw mechanism with no loose components. It's a very accurate system that will repeat within 20 micron. All heads have pinpointed coolant for better performance. Upper left-hand quadrant, you can see we have Y-axis available as well. For small part boring, Iscar offers Pico Cut. Pico Cut is typically held in the pass cut holder. Repeatability of plus or minus 50 micron due to the fact that it's a slip fit and the insert's oriented by the clamping screws. Our new Ace Cut Pico holder has a repeatability of plus or minus 5 micron. So Pico Cut holder has 3-point contact that will provide you with more accurate repeatability. So let's take a closer look at how this thing works. 2 pins, the shim, the sleeve, which has 12 splines. So regardless of how you mount this thing or where you mount this thing in your machine, you should be able to access it. When you actuate it, the shim presses down on the pico bar and against the two pins and the bottom. 3-point contact. Repeatability, again, plus or minus 5 micron. So in your Pico Ace, I believe you could benefit by mounting the Pico Jet. It's our new coolant through line that offers both internal coolant hole and a side channel. Here it is in the Pico sleeve and a real world example of it. And some photos showing the difference between the Pico Cut and the Pico Jet. It's very clear that the Pico Jet on the right has a significant more coolant going to that cutting zone. When you're looking for economics, Pico Index, a product that's designed to get into a 0.177 diameter minimum bore and a 0.287 diameter for threading. We have it available in a steel bar and a carbide bar. The product is designed to fit in your Pico Cut and Ace Cut holders. Coolant through, indexability, economics. I'd like to thank everyone for taking time out of your day and joining me today to talk about non-rotating tooling solutions for Iscar. Thank you.
Well, Matt was nice enough to join us for some Q&A here after that presentation. And I heard you were on vacation earlier this week, so the fact that you were able to still join us today, I'm very grateful for that. Starting things off, Matt, we do have Isabel, who is a big fan of the Penta and the Pico lines. So it seems like from that presentation, I kind of understand why, but what would you say are kind of the main selling points of the Penta and then the Pico line?
So I would say the Penta in the Swiss industry is going to bring that economics that we were talking about with the 5 edges versus what a lot of people are accustomed to. They're just more expensive inserts ordinarily in the Swiss industry. So economics for the Penta. The Pico, thanks for being a fan. Hopefully it's in a Pico Ace. If it's not, I'm sure she could benefit by trying the Pico Ace just because of the performance of having it, the repeatability being closer to center and so on and so forth. But if she hasn't tried the Pico Ace yet, I'm sorry, Pico Ace and also Pico Jet, I would go ahead and do that. So other than that, I would just say, hey, thanks for being a fan.
She is looking forward to checking it out. Adam wants to know, how about a 0.75-inch shank tool for a Neo Swiss?
Not yet. I haven't heard of anything coming any time in the near future. It's a relatively new line for us. We're looking to expand it. Also, that said, reach out to your Iscar rep. We have done some specials in the 3/4 inch shank, but most people who are looking for the 3/4 shank, and it might be different for him, but most people who are looking for the 3/4 shank, they're looking for it in that parting station where some Swiss machine brands have that 3/4 inch parting station. So we do have some product that we've been testing out in the field. In fact, I'll be out there next week and maybe get some results or hear of some results that are going on. If he's in the right area, wherever, we can possibly get him some test material to see if he'd have that interest for us as well. But I would say it's in the testing stages. Our preference would be to get into, like, we have the do grip with the side locking mechanism, and that's kind of the strategy that we're focused on right now. It's pretty easy to get at that insert with the side locking mechanism.
Gotcha. Adam also wants to know, is there an adapter that he could use to run smaller shank tools?
I'm going to need better clarification. Are we talking adapters for the Neo Swiss?
I believe that would be it. Yes, yes. So an adapter for the Neo Swiss for smaller shank tools.
Not that I'm aware of. Okay, so I guess I don't know exactly where he's going with that. So the Neo Swiss goes down to 10 millimeter currently. So we have 10, 12, and then 1/2 inch and 16 millimeter. I don't know what adaptation he's looking to get down to.
He says he will
He's going to
reach
get
out
with
to
his rep.
us.
Perfect. And he'll hopefully reach out to us. And if he doesn't have the answer for you, thanks,
Okay.
Adam.
And then also in your presentation, you had mentioned that you guys do have specific inserts for the medical industry. Is that also something that you see, more specification for specific industries, or are you guys trying to keep it kind of, a one size fits all when it comes to releasing the new inserts and products and things like that?
one size fits all is typically going to be best in the sense that it just allows us to be more generalized in our marketing. But when we get into some industries, we oftentimes run into specific materials that are very common and so on and so forth. And that, like, for example, the MD chip former was one of those formers that was designed specifically for it. Um, and frankly, you might get into some of the stainlesses and find out that the 12P insert might
Mhm.
work better, right? But I would certainly give them a try.
Awesome. And then looks like Randy was wondering, obviously it depends on the material and stuff like that, but what kind of a life do you see for the Logic 4-turn inserts?
So that's a loaded question because, of course, your environment,
Mm.
what oil versus coolant, how fast do you want to run it, and so on and so forth. Like it's a very loaded question. The life is going to be as good or comparable to anything else out there. Okay, but in the Swiss industry, what I've experienced is there are some people in the Swiss market that want to try to run a negative insert. In fact, some of our competitors have made holders in negative inserts or to hold negative inserts in the Swiss machine. And oftentimes I see issues that they run into because the Swiss machines just aren't designed to run that type of product. I'll see tolerance issues. Sometimes the material will be slipping in the main and so on and so forth, right? This is a positive insert, so it actually runs as well or similar to the CCMTs, CCGTs. Okay, the
Mhm.
difference is going to be the cutting edge underneath the insert. Unlike a CNMG, the cutting edge is not directly underneath the insert that you're utilizing at the time. So therefore, any heat buildup on that edge isn't going to go through the insert and damage the insert or the cutting edge on the bottom of that insert. So you'll see more consistency throughout those four edges. And unfortunately, I'm really not answering his question specifically because I can't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just there's
Like
too
you
many
said, it's a
variables in there that are going to be, that are going to be thrown into the mix. All right. But once you establish your tool life with this insert, it should be consistent from one edge to the next. But I'll also tell you that because of that dovetail pocketing, that insert is much more secure in that pocket, and you're not relying on that screw holding the positive insert in place.
Gotcha. Also, going back to the pentacut, that was one of the craziest shapes I've seen for an insert. Is that the most faces that Iscar offers, or are there inserts that have even more than the 5 sides?
We have a threading insert, the DECA, that has 10,
Oh,
but
jeez.
it's specific to threading.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, just to see the different shapes that, you guys are able to come up with. It seems like, just seeing the diamond shape a few years ago is like amazing. And then now that you
right.
guys can make
Yeah,
the
look, the if you try to envision the pressing technology to manufacture that insert, it's pretty amazing.
Awesome. Well, if anyone has any other questions for Matthew, I would say this is the last call. But if we do have no more, I want to say thank you, obviously, to our sponsor, Iscar. You'll also hear more from Iscar as Matthew's colleague and Iscar's Chief Technical Officer, Tom Rohn, will take part in our Cutting Tool Roundtable coming up next week. But Matthew, for you, thank you so much for your time and your expertise today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thank you. You can listen to all of our episodes of Manufacturing Matters and Lunch and Learn podcast from the MFG Radio Network on Spotify, Apple Music, and on our websites, today'smedicaldevelopments.com, aerospacemanufacturinganddesign.com, defenseandmunitions.com, and evdesignandmanufacturing.com.